let's get it on, guys. That's Andrew Dewitt, the human soundboard. He's on.
Hey, that's this guy stealing my soundboard.
That's Ryan O'Neill, our competing soundboard on the show. More of a boing versus a what is that? A wolf whistle? I think as Andrew does.
Yeah, like
a wolf whistle.
The horny wolf.
The horny. Yeah, but in a cartoon, I think they call it a wolf whistle. The Auga.
Yeah.
Okay.
You know, at the Natural History Museum, they have
They had an expose on horny wolves.
no, but they did
Today,
have. They
Ryan-
had a.
Ryan went there
yes.
today. Ryan
You went there. You wore a turtleneck and a beret at a date.
I did, and they actually had a wolf penis. I go, what the fuck is this thing? And I made a joke. I go, it's a wolf penis, and then I looked at the description, and it gave like the Latin name for penis, and then in parentheses it said
Wait,
wolf penis.
I don't get it though. Like it was a petrified. Like
what was so?
It was a dire wolf, which maybe is extinct or something.
Oh, like Game of Thrones. Sweet.
So a dire wolf penis would be bigger than the regular wolf penis.
How big is
It
a wolf
wasn't
penis,
that.
though?
It wasn't a very big penis.
Because a dog's dick is like lipstick, right? But do they count the part that goes inside?
I must have, but I mean, it was only about 6 inches, but it was like the circumference of a pencil.
It was pretty thick. Okay.
well, that's
It was
like
very not
ducks.
thick.
Ducks
It
have
was
like
very skinny.
Ducks have like really skinny spaghetti dicks, but they're like 2 feet long because they like fly out and when they fuck.
What?
It's
How
gross.
do you know
That's
that?
true, man.
It's fucking YouTube,
He used to
dude.
watch
Go on
ducks
YouTube.
fuck.
What? Can you look up?
Wait, a duck dick? Ducks don't have dicks.
Yes,
They
they
have, like,
do. They have
fucking
a
dick that
cloaca
comes out.
that
They have
like
like
fucking
the thing that
shoots
comes
up.
out like a fucking.
I thought normally
spaghetti
just
thing.
sit butt to butt and then
Google
just do it like that.
What the butt?
No, they put
fuck?
the boy duck puts his nose in the girl duck's butt, and that's how a baby's.
No,
They
it's
call
not
it. They
how
call
it
it giving her a DeWitt.
If you haven't listened to the podcast, DeWitt loves eating asshole.
Okay.
Can you Google?
I'm typing duck penis into YouTube.
no,
Yeah.
I want biggest animal penis.
But
into
that's
Google.
We don't need
that's
that.
Gonna be like a whale or something,
Yeah.
dude. Who gives a shit? That's boring.
Why do dinosaurs never have dicks in movies?
Because they have a cloaca, dude. They're lizards. Lizards don't really have like.
I don't.
a dick
I don't.
like
What
that.
is this cloaca?
Andrew, explain what the cloaca is.
What
to
are we
the
watching,
listeners
Doc?
at home.
Dr. DeWitt, please.
It's a tube where they
it's
shit,
a hole.
piss, and come
it's
out
a
of the
pouch
same
that
thing.
contains like the pee hole and the vagina and the butthole all at once.
Now, the wolf penis in Latin is that canis penis.
Yeah, I'm
Why
trying
is
to
that
find.
funny to me?
wolf
Why
penis.
is canis penis?
I found a video of 2 ducks fucking by a pond with sirens going.
Definitely not 2 feet away though. It's right on top of
Yeah,
the other
that's
one.
not. No.
Ducks are kind of douchebags though, because they date rape a lot of their female ducks.
Dude,
Don't all
think-
animals?
Hey, all animals date
all
rape.
animals rape a lot because it's not like, hey, do you want to go see fucking the new
Whack,
James Bond movie with me? Oh, let's hold hands. Hey, do you want to fuck on my couch? They just fuck.
What do you want them to do? What?
But did you know that the female duck has a second vagina that, like, when she's
That's only for guys that she loves.
that's true. That is true.
No, see, there's a duck. Oh, gross.
Oh,
That's a duck penis, dude. It's all like
Okay.
fuck. It looks
Why
like an
is it-
earthworm coming out its butthole.
Dan, tell
It's like
them.
a power drill.
okay.
Dan,
does look like a
tell
power
them
drill.
about the
Disgusting.
secret vagina on a duck.
I don't. What do you mean the secret vagina? of
Okay,
duck?
a duck has a female duck has 2 vaginas.
And one's where she puts her credit cards, and the other's where she puts like diamonds.
When she goes downtown to shop and there's minorities around, or what do you?
Which
It's
one
her
tastes
minority
better?
vagina.
Which one tastes better?
I don't know. Well, one goes to like her actual like uterus,
And
or
one goes to
whatever. And
Browntown.
one she can shut it off and have it dead end if she doesn't like the duck that's banging her.
How do you guys know
Yeah.
so much
What
about?
the fuck? I thought
duck
I knew
fucking?
a lot.
So one's for making babies, and one's for just having a good time when you get wasted.
Maybe, yeah, it's regret sex. That's her regret vagina.
I don't know if this is true or
That's like-
not.
That is true.
That's
You
like
know?
funhouse pussy. It's like all of a sudden, it's like you're in the funhouse and it's like dead end.
Or
I
like-
wish that women.
Or
I mean,
you're in
you
a
had
funhouse
that.
and you're like fucking a pussy, and you're like, oh no, I'm fucking my own dick. No, it's just a mirror.
That would make it. I mean, that would make it so much better for modern fucking. Is that if women had 2 pussies, they could save one for marriage, and then there would
But
be
could
no
they control it when they're drunk though? Like, oh, I was drunk. I forgot to close my good.
well,
pussy.
you want
I'll give you the good
Every
pussy.
guy wants the pussy that won't get you pregnant, but I would take the one that gets you pregnant because A, cleaner, B, I like that, have that heightened sense of fucking.
It's like taking that first bathroom stall. I always say when you go into a bathroom, use that first one because the natural
nobody
human
does.
reaction is to
Yeah.
go all the way to the end.
What?
You think it's the least used, but really is the
My
most.
favorite thing to do is when there's a row of urinals and there's one guy at a far one. I just go right up next to him.
Why?
I can't piss next to
I
somebody.
can't
Wait,
piss
wait,
next to
why?
somebody
Because I like to
either,
make him
dude.
uncomfortable.
Do you have a great cock you want to show off or something? Or you just
I'm
wanna...
not. I'm a grower, not a shower.
Okay, but you do that.
Speaking of which, it's a good
Oh
segue.
Jesus! Let's.
Should we get into it now?
No, let's get into.
Can we talk about this pissing thing? Because I had a horrible childhood trauma.
I must have, because I literally cannot piss.
It's hard
next to
for me
somebody.
too.
Okay.
Is it hard for you,
All right.
Dan?
Ryan's an animal, so it shouldn't matter. Jeff is a hypochondriac,
me.
and Andrew's very sensitive. So I'll give you guys that.
Like,
Andrew,
But oddly, I am a
Neil,
hypochondriac.
You've been drunk and naked and armed in so many states.
Like I'll go into a bathroom, and this has happened to me so many times in my life, and maybe you'll relate to me, DeWitt.
Okay.
I'll go in, and I'll be like, all right, I'm feeling good tonight. I can do it. I'm going to the urinal.
Well,
And
you're
then
like
I go in,
I
and
know
then
exactly
and
what
then
you
I
mean. You hype
can't-
yourself up.
and then I can't piss, and then I'll turn, and there'll be other people in
Do
there.
they think you're a
And you have to
you have to
fake
fake pee?
pissing.
I have to
Who
fake
doesn't?
pee.
I understand some hesitation, but who doesn't go?
No,
He
so
fake
I
pees.
can't. I fake pee, and then I'm
Then
like,
you wait for the stall.
sometimes, or I'd leave in disgust and then come back in a fresh
I went to
trip.
the Lakers game with him.
Oh, Jesus.
I took a urinal. He took a stall. We're the only two guys in there. I hear nothing
I was still
coming
having trouble.
out. And I go,
You
what's
ever-
your problem?
You
He
ever reach over the
goes,
stall and hold his hand.
he goes, I'm going to have to go ahead and just call this one a no win.
No,
Draw?
that's not true. I was
did
at
you
the
make
urinal
it?
that time.
No, you were in the stall because I go, I didn't hear anything.
Maybe you
In
guys
the
went
stall,
twice.
I was fine. If
And
I'm
you-
in a stall,
No, you were in,
In
a
the
stall
stall,
and
I'm
you washed
fine.
your hands and you left.
that's not true.
So
You're
you'll fake
combining
pee?
two stories.
That's like the
Okay.
story about we talked
You're
about last time,
combining
like,
a movie
when a guy's too
story.
drunk to come,
I
you'll
didn't.
fake come so you can stop fucking if you're wearing a condom. 'Cause you're like, oh, I'm done.
This is the fake peeing. I've done it on a road trip. I did it once because there was a line of people out the door waiting to use the urinal.
That's a tough
and I was a
pressure.
little
lot of
kid,
pressure.
and I
That's a pressure
faked it. And then
cooker.
we were walking back to the car, and I went, Dad, I didn't actually go. I faked it because I was too scared, and we had to fucking
Was
go
he
back.
pissed?
Yeah, he was pissed. Then we had to go back and had to wait for a stall.
If I'm drunk, though, I get the confidence that I can piss in any
yeah, me
situation.
too. That's the same with me. Like when if I'm buzzed, I'm
And I
like,
feel so good about it. I feel so proud. like, yes, I did it.
what I do now is I count. Like if I'm nervous, I just count to myself, and
There's
eventually I'll
nothing
start
I
to
can
feel
do
it.
that'll unlock
Count what?
my penis.
What, like up or
I go
down?
1, 2, 3, 4. Like if I've
What's
got
the highest number you've ever got to?
like
5?
150.
So you guys have cock lock.
Yeah.
You can't go.
There's a reason for it though. When I was 4 years old,
Oh, boy.
Oh no!
I went. We were.
My uncle made me hold his penis while he peed.
With my lips.
This is a bad. This is a bad
Peed in
story.
my
I'm
mouth.
just gonna- FYI, this is a bad, sad story.
Okay.
So, we were at the pool, and I
And
wanted
you're
to go.
you're 4 years old.
I'm 4 years old.
Is
I
this
want-
going to end the podcast?
No, it's not. It's gonna be. It'll be fine.
Okay.
I wanted to go to the
Like a
bathroom.
community pool.
Yeah, I wanted to go to the bathroom by myself.
Oh, I got
First
I got a great one
Yeah,
to follow up on.
one
yours.
of the
Go
first
ahead.
times I'd ever gone to the bathroom by myself. So I go into the men's room.
Oh,
Did you
geez.
take
By
a
myself.
highlights magazine?
Let him get through this, dude. This sounds like it might end in rape. Okay,
Some
so
stranger's like, I'll hold your little penis for you,
So
son.
there's this dude. I'm waiting.
Southern
for,
guy in a linen
I'm
suit.
waiting
just
for the
beating you
urinal.
off.
I'm waiting for the urinal because I want to use.
You're going to a urinal? You're
I wanted
4.
to try the urinal.
Fuck yeah, dude.
you
But,
know?
can you reach it? You're a kid.
No, I probably couldn't have reached it.
Was,
That-
was
but that
Colonel
didn't- I didn't-
Sanders in there?
We didn't get to that point yet. Okay, so
Can I
there's a
guess
dude.
the ending of this?
No, just let him get to
You're
it.
standing with your pants around your ankles and a stranger slaps your ass.
It's very similar. Very
Oh,
similar.
God.
But not in the way you think. But not in
Okay.
the way you think. So there's this dude.
He licks your ass.
There's
That's where the ass eating
there's this
compulsion
dude
comes
in front of me, and he's going, oh God, oh, and I'm like, what's wrong? And then he leaves.
You said, what's wrong?
And then he leaves the bathroom, and I go up, and the toilet's filled with blood. The urinal's filled with blood.
Oh God!
And I just fucking panic.
you
and
cry?
No, I just run out of there. I'm like, what happened? So I'm like, I can't handle the man's toilet. Obviously, I'm not.
Oh,
I'm
shit.
able to
There's a kidney
handle that.
stone in there.
So
Wait, are you at a mall or somewhere?
no,
Where
I'm
you
at the pool.
Oh,
I'm
at the pool, okay.
community pool. So I go into the girls' room because that's where I was used to going with
You're
my
like,
mom. Or
you're like,
whatever.
well, I know there will be blood in here, but at least it won't be that painful.
At least I know where it comes from. And
So
why.
I
Yeah.
go into a stall and I close the stall and then I pull my pants all the way down because that's what you do when you're a little kid, you know? And I'm peeing and these two older girls come in and they see a little boy's legs peeing, right? And they fucking kick the door open.
Shut up.
And fucking hold it in place, and they spin me around, and they're just
While you're peeing?
yeah, and
No.
they're
Piss on them?
yes, and they're just
Awesome.
cackling, laughing. They're cackling,
Yeah, but
laughing.
they just got peed on. Who's the winner of that
Well,
story?
they're like avoiding it, and they're like pointing at my dick while it's peeing.
Oh,
and they're
man.
Shut up.
This is real.
How are you not a serial killer at
This
this point?
really happened.
This really happened. I swear to you. They're
What-
laughing
what
at
evil
me. They're
bitches.
laughing at me.
Did you say, "Hey, you want to see me jerk off"?
He's four,
Because
dude.
at 4 he started jerking off. Remember?
He fucked the floor.
Like, what kind of psychopath would do that to a kid?
But they're like laughing at me, and they're like, ha ha ha.
And pointing at your
Yeah,
dick?
and
Wait,
pointing at my fucking dick.
Who kicks a door
Let's
open?
find these fucking
and you
people
turn
and
them
murder
around.
them.
This is true.
Let's turn the
So-
story around. Say, like, a 14-year-old
You'd be in jail.
and Dan went in, some
We'd be in
girls
jail.
being, look at her pussy! Ah! Like,
We'd be in reform
It is
school and be
different,
kicked
though.
out of like a school.
You
yeah.
would be in jail for sure, but they were laughing at me. It was super humiliating, and they wouldn't let me leave. They were like holding me, and then I like scrambled to get past them or
with your
whatever.
pants down.
Then like later in the day, they're up sitting up on the bleachers, and they see me, and they start pointing and laughing again.
Wait. Oh, I know how this went.
And-
How'd you intimidate them, Andrew?
And so I was like, I'm gonna show these girls who's boss. So I turned and I faced them, and I just started flexing
Like the
as
Hulk.
hard as I could, like flex. And I was
Flexing
going,
at them while they're pointing at
and I was going,
What was that gonna do?
I was going, "Yeah," like making a mean face and like flexing.
Were they
at
just
them.
laughing
'Cause I
harder?
They probably thought you were
They,
retarded, dude.
they lost their fucking minds when I started flexing because like
They probably thought you
they
were
were
retarded.
laughing at me already. And then when
I'm
I
sure
turned,
they thought he was retarded.
I turned to them and I went, "Yeah," and I was mad.
you were mad at
I
him
was
for-
mad. Like,
for
have you
looking
ever
at your
seen-
dick.
Have you ever seen like
Well,
a
looking at
4-year-old?
pointing and laughing, that's awful.
Have you ever
to do
seen a
to little
4-year-old
kid?
kid like try to be tough? When,
Yeah.
you know, like that's what I was trying to do. So I was going, yeah.
And then he climbed those bleachers and,
And
he
then-
raped all six of them.
Are you circumcised?
yes, I am.
But you
I
also
was
have-
thinking maybe they'd never. Maybe if you were uncircumcised, that would have been the big kick for them.
But then they started chanting "He-Man, He-Man, He-Man," and like clapping,
Maybe-
and
Did it
make you-
laughing
Well,
at
maybe
you
me.
they
had a
liked-
rage
maybe they liked
problem,
what they
too.
saw.
When you were a kid, you had a rage
I
problem.
was so upset.
Yeah.
I was so upset, and I think that is why I fucking like have all these weird like like why don't you fucking humiliate me or whatever bullshit that happens now. Like
Well, that's why you
because
like
that
girls
fucking-
to pee on you.
That's why I think that's why all that weird shit where it's like, no, you sit on my fucking face, like comes from like this like
What's
weird
the more
shit.
interesting part of the story? Is it what is the mystery that caused the guy to piss so much blood?
Glossed over.
Yeah, that kind of gets lost. Like, was he a boxer?
Did he go in the pool afterwards and bleed in the pool?
That
Like,
was
did he go enjoy his lunch after
That guy
he
was a
pissed
kid.
out that
That is
blood?
a kidney stone,
think it was a
man.
kidney stone?
Yeah.
Dr.
Oh,
O'Neill
it
over
was.
here.
It was.
No, but
He
you
was
can
in
get
pain.
punched.
He was in pain, man. He was going, oh no.
But if you get punched in the if you,
Why? When you have a kidney stone, why do you head to a fucking pool? Wouldn't you stay home? Is that swim lap?
Well, you got to your family, and you
No,
got to
but
take them to
and-
the pool.
No, but and if you get punched or kicked in the kidney though, isn't it the old like you're gonna be pissing blood for a
Dude,
week?
you know how hard you have to get hit in the fucking kidney to piss blood.
but you
O'Neill
do,
knows
Ryan.
because
Yeah,
you're
like,
You have 20 years of useless
we had
karate
this kid,
training.
and we held him down until we
Oh,
beat him until he peed blood. No, but I should.
Now,
do
with
that.
the medieval fighting that I did, you had to protect your kidneys.
Oh,
you had to
God.
put
Oh,
armor on your
Jesus,
kidneys.
Andrew.
Just saying. Here,
I
martial
once
arts,
I once
martial
punched
arts.
my grandfather in the stomach for no apparent reason.
Oh, like
full force,
Wait,
unsuspecting.
like before you threw a ball at your dad's nutsack
yeah,
for
I
no
was,
reason.
I was just a
Dude,
bad.
he hates any man in his family that's got nuts in
you
the
want to
dick.
kill everyone and
So
marry
I
your
punched
mom?
him in
What
the
fuck?
stomach, and he looked at me dead serious, no joke. And he's like, Houdini died that way. And he was like real distraught about it.
Houdini had appendicitis,
But he was punched in the stomach, and it did.
and that ruptured his.
Oh, Andrew.
So, which part of the story is the most interesting to you?
Oh, yeah,
I,
you said
I think
blood
it's the guy
or-
pissing blood.
I think
Opposed
that
to-
seems.
opposed to what got those girls so crazed about Andrew.
I think
Andrew
you.
pissing.
I think
in
his pissing blood's a very simple answer.
That was
It's either
for real,
kidney
super
stones or
humiliating.
hard punch.
And
crap.
why wouldn't he flush it? If you have a toilet full of blood, why leave it
show
for some
fucking
4-year-old?
decency.
They-
you
I
piece
wouldn't
of
flush
shit.
it.
Those women were giant too, because when you're 4 years old, like a fucking 13-year-old girl is the
Yeah.
hugest thing.
What
in
if
the
that
world.
guy was like the ultimate prankster and he had like food coloring and he was just like,
He just did that all day to freak out
yeah,
people.
just freaking Andrew out. He's like, I ruined that kid's life.
that kind of thing, where like weird things with older girls, happened a lot to me when I was a kid. Like, because I had
You
to
mean
take,
molestation? What do you- I mean,
Did you fuck a babysitter? I bet you either touched the babysitter's tits or something. happened.
There's
She
something
touched
that
him.
happened. There is something.
I
that
knew
happened.
it.
There's something that happened.
I knew it.
wait.
It was right after Dick Tracy came out, the movie.
What
Oh,
else?
not your not,
Dick
not,
Tracy,
that's
the
what he calls
fucking-
his dick.
The cartoon book? Like, what else was there?
And I went into the room. I was looking for something, and I don't remember what it was. She was in my sister's room, laying on the bed, and I was like, "Hey, have you seen something?" And she's like, "No." I was like, "Do you have it?" And she's like, "Do you want to frisk me?" Like Madonna said in the trailer of Dick Tracy.
What?
And then
How old was she?
What did
she
you
was
frisk
she was
her?
probably like 15.
How old were you?
I was like 11.
And what'd you
what?
do?
That's not much
Yeah,
of an age
like I
discrepancy.
half-heartedly like touched her.
Do you get a
Wait, did she
get a
want you to
boner?
fuck her, or
I
was
don't
it
know.
a joke?
I don't know if it was a joke and I fucking was the creepy one, or if she like or what. But
Did you guys French kiss?
no, and I remember feeling really gross about it, and then like a week later, like fucking like masturbating nonstop.
I felt gross about it for 1 second, and then I just jerked off about it for
Does it
eternity.
get you? Do you ever like say to your wife, "I'm gonna pee in the toilet"? You kick the door open, and like you'll have
Point
a,
at my dick and say how
yeah,
small it is.
and then I'll get a huge boner from it, and then we'll fuck.
Well, fucking bleachers.
Here's the thing.
And then I'll have make sure there's blood in the toilet bowl before I go. I wanna
Wait, I
reenact
have a
this
new
trauma.
theory. Do you think the blood pisser and the two girls are one family, and their whole thing is bathroom shenanigans?
It's possible. My mom used to make me.
Did you tell anyone about that at the pool? Like,
I told
hey,
my mom that the girls made fun of me.
And what did she say?
While I was in the girls' room. And
Did
she
you
said-
point to him and say those girls over there?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did your mom
yeah.
go beat the fuck out of him?
No, she said, "Well, I'll just take you to the bathroom next time."
Which
To
which
back
would
to
be
the
worse.
girls' bathroom.
Yeah.
Did you tell her why you were in the girls' bathroom?
Yeah.
Like, hey, some guy just pissed like a fucking.
No, I told her I got scared. I went
Of
to
the blood?
No,
But you never told anybody about the blood.
I never told him about the blood, so I got scared, so I left and went to
Have
the
you?
girls'
Did you
room.
start pissing in pools a lot after that?
No, like I was able to fucking go to the bathroom again, I guess. But the thing is, like, my mom also used to make me take ballet when I was a little kid. I think
what's
we-
that?
Were you in your
Pissing
ballet
for?
tutu? Maybe
Yeah, you
that's
just
what
pull
they
the
were-
tutu up,
No,
no
this is
problem.
another
Dude,
weird
if you
older
listen to
girl.
a past podcast, he wore jazz pants.
and capizios.
What are capizios?
They're the shoes that you wear for dancing.
Don't ever just pretend like you don't know the
Yeah,
name
hey,
of those.
lie,
do you have those ballerina feet?
What? No, with the wood toe.
No, I mean, do you have like with like the chicks that are feet are all fucked
You
up?
could be
Hammer
the
toe,
most.
whatever.
You could be the
Hammer
most
toes.
bullyable person of all time.
I think maybe. Here's something worse though. Like I remember, I was following around this older girl who and all the girls wore baby's breath,
What
in
is
their
that?
heads. It's a type of flower.
Oh, they put in roses, those little white
Yeah,
things.
yeah.
Yeah.
in class.
And she was super hot, and I remember they would all get dolled up, and I was following her around.
This is in ballet class.
How old were you? How old
this
was
is
she?
she was probably like 12 or 14. I was maybe 5 or 6.
Nice.
So I was following
Liked him
her
older.
around, and she.
A lot happened for ages 4 and 5.
I don't know. Maybe I've blocked something out, dude. But
You definitely
You
have.
blocked a lot of shit out, it sounds
I
like.
guarantee you, at some point, I brought this up before, but a relative sat on your face bare ass.
I say we bring in a hypnotist and see what we can uncover.
Oh, live.
Deep
Yeah.
dive.
So I was watching this girl backstage at her ballet recital, and she took off her fucking panties and put them in the trash.
Oh, no.
And I went over and I was like, "Why'd she fucking take her panties
Oh,
off?"
Jesus
and I
Christ.
pulled them out, and they stunk.
I picture you like these stories of you as a kid sound like you now. Like they don't sound like childlike
like
at all.
you you
It's
found
like-
some like time travel thing where you can go back to the kid.
And
I
I-
picture DeWitt at 5 with a full beard and like the hat he wears.
Hey, it's Andrew Dewitt, panty hunter. He's like, if you're gonna take off your sweaty old panties, you were ahead of the Japanese game in that respect. You were a panty hunter.
Wait,
I
why
pulled
do they smell? Was she on her period?
She
They have
had her
blood in them?
period. She had her period.
What 5-year-old though is
fucking-
Did you
appealing
lick them?
into that?
I pulled her panties.
it.
I pulled her panties out of the trash, and I was
And
smelling
sniffed them?
and I was like, "Ugh, these smell bad. These smell."
But did you
fishy."
keep
You
smelling
smell
them?
them like up your face?
smelling
Like,
them.
you held them up your face?
Yeah, I
and smelled
felt
them?
it up to my face and smelled them. And then one of the,
What the fuck,
When
dude?
the stage moms backstage was like, "What are you doing?"
Which is the exact appropriate response.
It sounds like you heard a lot of that as a kid. A lot of these stories ended, "What are you doing?" And then I was
And
humping
she's
the
like,
floor.
"What are you
Did your
doing?"
face touch the the blood?
No, I was just smelling it, and I still remember the smell. Like I remember it perfectly. You know, like I remember the smell.
What did
Did it smell like vulva?
Have you ever walked by a homeless chick? You're like, oh,
The
that reminds me.
description of what vulva smells
The vulva
like.
original, that pussy cologne we
Where he
a
talks
couple
about
episodes.
urinary hints or notes.
Oh,
of like
Jesus.
I still
urinary
remember
tannins?
it smelled, and I remember thinking to myself, "This is what a girl smells like."
Jesus.
But it probably
Did you wear a
isn't.
trench coat everywhere?
Yeah,
as a kid?
I
Like,
was
you
gonna
sound
say
like
the same thing.
biggest
You're like in a London fog, like
scumbag.
fucking like
A 4-year-old
hat and
pervert.
sunglasses.
Like, were you smoking cigars? You sound like a miniature scumbag.
In first grade, I drew a naked picture of my teacher on the back of my math test. I didn't
Jesus
realize we had
And
to
then
hand
fucked it during a test. You fucking
didn't-
pervert.
Did you put your
fucking-
number on it too? Like, the hey, teacher, call me?
I fucking drew her titties. I drew the
Were,
bush.
were they flattering titties?
Yeah, I guess so. I was a good
That-
drawer. I've always been a good drawer. And
I like
You
how
say
this
that
is
word very bizarre.
Yeah, he does.
Your parents tried to shield you away from all this, and this is what happened?
Have you ever
I
licked
don't
a
blame
dirty
him anymore.
tampon?
No.
Yeah, I don't blame them either.
Yeah.
But then I realized we had to hand it in, and I was showing all the kids. I was like, "Look, I drew Miss Puffco fucking naked." And like-
Look at her puffy pussy.
and then
Like, did other kids, were they like, because if I were
they
a
thought
kid,
it was gross. They thought
if
it was
I were a
gross.
kid in that situation, I'd be like, what is wrong with you?
Well,
so-
fucking many.
Did you have
things.
friends? No.
Later,
What's that
later,
face?
later,
Later in
later, I
life.
did
Oh,
it.
some other you met some other panty
Were
hunters
you
online?
sold in like a child slavery porno auction? Like, what made you like this?
But like I took a black crayon and I drew a monster over to disguise the naked woman. But I drew my naked teacher in pencil, so it shined through. You could see it through the.
This
thing.
is like the Freddy Krueger
And
thing.
she had to tell my parents.
Freddy Krueger
about
on
it.
Mars thing
Yeah,
your
what
brother
your brother
drew,
did
but
that
yours
we
is all
talked
hot
about.
pussy and monsters.
Something
apparently.
tells me this lady wasn't attractive.
I thought she was super hot when I was a kid.
How big of a bush?
I drew a pretty big bush.
How'd you
Like
know
a-
what
like a-
bu-
did you
how'd
give her
you
a
know what bush
landing?
was when you're 5 or 6?
I don't know, man.
You must have seen your
Dude.
mom naked. Or
Dude,
Yeah,
something.
dude.
no,
Did your
no.
mom-
I
did your
must have
parents let
seen
you
something.
shower
At
them or
some
something?
point,
No.
This guy, my theory on you, you were kidnapped and you lived in a tent town behind someone's house and you were subjected to
like-
daily rapes for like a year.
Like the Elizabeth Smart of
Yeah.
kids.
And you were forced with like other children that were abducted to either do weird
Eat their
things with each other
butts.
while there was a naked, full grown woman with a huge muff.
Or
that made
maybe
you watch.
in like a weird, you were reincarnated and like your past life was just this filthy fucking pervert.
Like a Greek lord.
I feel like that's more likely.
like an old, just,
I feel like the kidnapping's more likely.
like maybe your past life was like some old man who like hung out at South
But
Beach just
there
looking at
were
tits.
a lot of fucked up kids there because I used to go up to Miss Puffco and I would go, "Hey, I have to tell you a secret," and then I would just start kissing her cheek over and over again. Because I was like,
That's behavior of like a retarded person. we saw a movie.
I love you. Give me a hug. You got a boner and sweatpants.
Did we
you
talk
fucking
about
weirdo?
that?
No.
We saw a movie that was it was done with this camp where special needs kids go.
a friend of ours directed, like, he did it because he's a good person. He went
Okay.
and directed this movie.
And so we went to the premiere
And they
of
have a
it.
camp, and it's like these handicapped people, and it varies of all like across the scale of like some were like mildly
Severely to mild
slow
handicapped.
adults.
And they help each other to like learn.
Yeah, and
like, how to
they
behave.
and the whole thing is like they do this theater to kind of therapeutically.
And we went to the premiere to support it because we believe in helping. We
And
like
O'Neill wants to.
and we
score
want
some
to find a
retard
way to
pussy.
volunteer to help out because we think.
Shut the fuck up.
And so
dude.
there was a guy there, and he was retarded or mentally handicapped, and he was kissing all the girls. And then,
in the movie, he had like 10 kissing scenes.
yeah, this guy
Wait,
got a lot
in
of
the-
he
in
got
the
a lot of
theater,
tail.
in the play they were doing, or just
it's a real movie. So
Like a
in the movie-
documentary?
yeah, no, it was a movie.
oh,
they made
it's
a
like
movie.
a fiction. Okay,
Yeah. So in this movie,
was a Western.
He kissed this lady who worked at the camp who was kind of hot. Like
Not kind of. She was hot.
she was hot. No, but she had like a weird she was sneaky hot.
but
like,
does she like?
but she was hot.
Does she lose hot points because she made out with
She
a
more,
retarded
for
person?
some reason, she gained hot points.
because then O'Neill thinks he has a shot.
Well, so this kid.
No, I think in your mind you're like, if she's willing to do that, imagine what she would be willing to do like with me.
Try to eat your butt, dude.
So we
First
go,
thing Andrew thinks of, by the way.
we go to the after party,
Oh,
and this
Jesus.
kid's going around kissing all the ladies. So there's a
Ryan
there's a
breaks out
decent
her-
looking, there's an attractive woman near me, and the guy's standing near me. And he just has his hand on my thigh, and then he starts rubbing it very close to my dick.
I was watching
Just
it the whole
rubbing
time.
it
I was like,
over.
what's
and
he- Oh, you let
over.
him?
Like,
And you just are like,
well, what am I supposed to do?
yeah.
I'm sure he doesn't mean
What am I
harm.
supposed to do? Not get beat off by a retarded guy?
He's staring at this girl. He's rubbing my inner thigh like a lot, and I'm like, at
how
what
hard
point?
are you at this point?
Well, I'm getting kind of hard, but it takes a lot of visual stimulation.
Just a dripping,
So if he had taken his-
erection in the middle.
The after party was an interesting scene because they were like,
Was it a retard rave or what?
no, like it was like a big party. Like one of these guys
I
was
bet
like,
you they played Huey Lewis in the news.
no, it was like a DJ. It was a DJ there, but one of the guys was like this 50-year-old dude. He was just like a slow adult. And he just did like as this guy and I went to college with would call it, and now you see it, now you don't, and just pounded the beer like
Pounded.
just straight down.
And you
We were
felt like you should say, no, you shouldn't be drinking, but he's 50 years
Yeah,
old. Who am
so
I
it's
to
like-
tell a 50-year-old guy not to do shit?
And then there were like smoking hot chicks at this thing, and a lot of them were like on these like handicapped guys' arms, like, and it was like I think they must have worked there, but it almost looked like they had hired hookers to like after the premiere.
That's gonna be some rough
And
sex.
so I said to O'Neill, and he agreed. We're like, it seems like a good place to pick up chicks
Yeah.
because their guard is so down. It's like a
you
charity.
guys should have acted retarded and see if you could get a couple
Yeah,
on
you
your
should have
arm.
brought those teeth from your graduation ceremony.
That's actually funny you brought that up, is because our friend who directed the movie
Oh,
after the
Jesus.
fact said, "Did Ryan feel weird because he had like
played a retarded person.
Mock the retarded. You feel guilty?
at his graduation?"
For people
I
who
don't
are
feel
just
weird about
tuning in,
anything.
Ryan O'Neill broke into a graduation when he was 20,
when he was 21,
21
he broke
years
into
old.
his high school. He went to his graduation and posed as a retarded boy for 4 hours.
And graduated again, got that diploma jacket,
Was
went
it
up to
better or
make
the-
a speech.
What was better, the first or second graduation?
Second time was better because the first time you wanted to mock it, but you didn't know how. Second time I really got to
Yeah,
mock it.
because you're a 21-year-old man, dude.
Were
I
you
was
drunk?
a man. No, sober.
Sober.
If I were
only.
drunk, God
Speaking
help
of
us.
handicapped girl, there was this handicapped girl who sat at my high school lunch table.
Yeah.
She had Down syndrome. Her name was Amy. And we found my
here
buddy.
comes another sad story about
No.
Jeff making fun of somebody.
No, we totally welcomed her in. Like, we treated her like.
Yeah, I'm sure you're like,
did. I'm
hey,
serious.
you're our best friend.
I'm dead serious.
You guys laugh behind her back.
No, we
You
did
probably
not.
twisted up rubber
But
bands and dropped them on her hair.
My one buddy, he used to get a sandwich every day, and he would never eat it. Some days he would ball it up in the tinfoil and just whip it across the room, and it was like real heavy. Other days he would give it away, and so he like gave it away. He would hold it up and who wants dibs? And one day this girl Amy,
Oh no!
she ate it and then just immediately puked into the garbage barrel.
Oh, my
That's not why I'm telling the story.
But that's what, and you guys put something in it to
poisoned
make
her
it.
retarded
no,
girl
it
with
just, I
his
think
cum or
she
something?
just overate. But the point of the story was
like those sheep on your
DeWitt,
farm,
the
Andrew.
look on DeWitt's face is just a shock and horror.
The point of
I
the
don't know.
story is that my buddy found out she was 21, and he spent like 4 lunch periods being like, "Will you buy his booze?" Like, come on.
Wait, she was like 21 and in high school still?
Dude, yeah, like
just
it took them like 15 years. I don't know. They just like
That's-
they would just be like,
So did you get beer from her?
"No, she wouldn't buy us beer."
Why?
She would laugh and was like, "No."
She's retarded with morals?
She knew it was wrong.
Probably had no identification.
That would be great. Like, cut to my buddy walking into the liquor store. Like, all right, carry this to the register.
Do you think that she would have given the Teen Wolf?
Dude,
Give me a keg of beer.
she's got a in Orange County there's a place that like makes plastic spoons whatever that only hires like the mentally handicapped, and they're all like old, like 20, 30, 40, 50.
Is it called Opportunity Enterprise?
It's off the
We got
405.
one
You
in
can
my
see it.
town.
Yeah, I
But
think
dude,
they
if
have
you're
it.
a high
It's
if you're a
called
high school
safe
kid,
spoons.
Yeah.
you're a high school kid, go there Friday afternoon after you get off school, pick up one of the retarded kids, give them a ride home, take them to the fucking liquor store, have them buy you booze,
that's
drop them
great.
back off.
There is a big flaw.
People did that?
No, I'm just saying. I have a 2020 like hindsight. I'd fucking
There's
do
a
that if I
big
could.
flaw in both of those plans.
No,
man.
it's not.
You're giving a mentally handicapped person an insanely difficult task.
No, he has an ID.
I think you're underestimating
I mean, it
him, and I think you're
depends.
treating him special, and you're not treating him like everyone
Yeah,
else.
that's
And that's how
bullshit,
they want to
Andrew.
be
Fuck
treated.
you, man.
It depends
You're a
on
piece
the
of shit.
By being
level.
exploited?
Why the fuck did you act exploited? Dude, you give him $20. The guy's making like fucking $7-8 an hour making plastic spoons.
I think it depends though on
3
the
hours
level
pay.
of like if it's somebody who like can barely function, then I think it's a bad idea.
no, it's a guy that
When I
fucking
was
has a little-
21, when I was
If
Lunch
he's
pail and
got a strong back, I think you should send him in if he can barely function.
But then
you give him a cart and you say get it to
then do you invite him to hang
he's
out?
gonna
Or you
come
don't?
out.
You give him a ride back instead of having to take the fucking bus.
Yeah,
He's
and
stoked.
he walks away with money. It's win-win.
$20
No, it's
a
not
ride home.
win-win.
Win-win, dude.
And then when someone dies of
$20.
underage drinking, you sue the shit out of him.
How are they?
But
gonna,
the parents can say he's retarded. No one gets in trouble.
how are they going to die?
It's a perfect lamb.
How are they going to die of underage drinking when the kid walks out of there with 30 bags of pretzels and fucking non-alcoholic margarita mix
And wax lips. Those cherry wax lips.
cherry wax lips?
You show pictures.
Yeah, you get a picture of like a 30-pack of MGD.
I
or whatever.
fucking hope you like eating Rieslings, dude. Like because like fucking reasons.
You know what song?
It's all beef jerky, and then you have to give a ride home, and he's just farting, and like, his ass just smells.
You know what
So
song?
you got us chocolate bars, Diet Coke, some fucking tequila mix that's non-alcoholic.
You know what song you play the whole time you're driving him to the liquor store?
Life Goes On. By,
Let's get retarded. Let's
They didn't
get
have that back
they
then.
changed
Weird.
that. Oh, Let's Get It Started was originally Let's Get Retarded. They
How
changed
lame
it.
is Black Eyed Peas that they changed that song?
You know what, though?
Because it became the song of the fucking NFL. They probably made $1 jillion off that.
Let's get retarded.
I want to go back to the lunchroom thing.
Oh,
Because it made me think of something. It made me think of the things
What did
that...
you do with the time you murdered somebody in the
No.
lunchroom?
And put
Well, I did.
fireworks in their corpse and then did donuts on in your 4x4
I
truck.
switched a hot dog for a quarter stick of dynamite.
But one time my buddy, you could dress up for Halloween, and he dressed up
boy.
as a cowboy, and so I took his cap gun and I stood up in the middle of the lunchroom on the table and just started firing shots in the air until I was fucking grabbed and like taken down.
What was wrong with you?
And then I had to eat.
Idiot.
Surprisingly, I wasn't suspended, but I had to eat for like 2 weeks with the principal in his office.
why would he subject himself
Why would he
to
do that to himself?
Yeah, he's like,
It
you
was
hate
my
it-
punishment.
He's like, you hate authority. I'm authority. Let's eat lunch together.
You're the biggest douchebag at our school. Oh, hang
Dude,
out
it's
with me.
pretty bad when you have to get your lunch and walk them, and he has to stare at you while you're eating. I learned my lesson not to do that, but it got me thinking, like, the shit that you can't. If you did that today,
You'd have
they
tased and
would
pepper
go.
sprayed and- yeah.
You would go to fucking jail.
And
Yeah.
your principal was like,
It'd be like a terrorist attack.
It
Yeah.
would be, yeah.
Yeah, you were a terrorist,
Now-
Ryan.
Now, did your principal be like, "Hey, I know after a meal, like sometimes guys like to crank it real quick and relax. Like, I got the office door closed. They just like fucking
You want
do
to put
whatever."
my members only windbreaker on your lap and just like jerk you off a little bit?
Did you and the principal, like, did you trade? I'll trade you your fucking...
He was doing work and I was eating.
A guy in my high school in photo class stuck his dick in a hot dog bun, put ketchup and mustard on it, and took a picture of it. And then handed it in. He's like, hey, here's a picture of my dick in a hot dog bun. And then gave that's not my dick, that's a hot dog. Like, you can see your
A hot dog with a pee hole and an obvious head on it. Dude, if that were in an art gallery, that would probably sell for a shitload of money, too.
No, that's not art. That's like the fucking fart journal or whatever.
Why does your hot dog have pubes all over the back of it?
and he wasn't in,
sweet nutsack?
that's a nice
Why
belly
is it-
button.
Why is your hot dog really close to your body?
Those are potato chips. How dare you?
That's awesome. I would love to see a picture of that.
That
if you
guy
could
got
get a hold of him.
That guy
happened to
got
him?
suspended. He later went to a different school. We played that school in basketball. He punched me in the stomach during the game and said something
Anti-Semitic?
your Jew ass. I was later talking about it, like kind of amused. A guy on my team's dad was the principal of that new school, and then the guy got in trouble.
And then they burned a cross in your lawn.
Then he later, that guy later,
Sorry.
he was really good at sports. He later came to assistant coach the football team when I was on it, and there was a real weird vibe between me and him.
He was in high school? Was he like 20?
Because he hated Jews, or because he
Because
knew
he
you
knew-
ratted him out?
Well, I didn't. I mean, I
Two, Jew
didn't
and
mean
rat.
to.
Jew
You
rat.
ratted him
Yeah, you're
out,
like Hitler's
dude.
wet dream, dude. You're
Yeah,
a
it
Jew
was-
rat.
it was dual.
I can't get the sensation of someone accidentally biting my dick. Like,
The hot
because I've
dog?
got a hot dog bun around it.
Wait,
I wonder-
if you did
he
a hot
must
dog
have
thing,
had one
hot dog thing would have been like a
long
sex
dick.
offense today too. That would have been like a felony.
Yeah.
That kid did that today.
Oh,
He'd
dude,
be in so
that
much
guy,
trouble.
it would have made national news,
Yeah,
and the
hot
guy
dog
would
dick
be
guy.
a sex
I wonder
offender.
how far out. Like, did he get a school lunch, like a styrofoam tray, and like really went the whole 9 yards, or did he just go?
Oh,
like,
you never saw it?
No, it was known he got suspended.
No one stole it and fucking.
I don't know what happened.
When
to
I was in high school, pre-internet, some dude at Edison High School, which is like the rival high school across town,
Hate Edison.
he shit in a hot dog bun and then ate the hot dog bun of his own shit for like $500. This is like VHS pre-internet days.
Oh, my.
Like,
There's a
and he
guy
had a
like
girlfriend too, and she dumped him because like that videotape got passed. You know, pornos just get passed around, like get all worn out. Like
Especially those shit-eating pornos.
Like if that kid did that today,
There's a guy
it'd be
like
on
that.
1,000 websites.
There was a guy like that.
It would have been
my-
horrible. But pre-internet high school was the best high school.
Yeah, because there's shit
was
that
a-
went down.
And you
Kids
be more
that eat
creative.
My
too.
friend Kent ate fucking raviolis off the ground for like $1 every day, and he came from like a nice family. He just did it because he didn't give a shit. And he like tape up a collection to see what he'd eat off the ground. They call him street eater. He's like totally normal kid.
You know what we
good
should
kid,
have?
just didn't give a fuck.
We should do a little section called Dan Bilak's Rich Kid Stories. Like all your rich kid.
I grew up in
tales that
Orange
they would
County.
tell.
It's not. It's like a fucking suburb, dude.
Yeah,
it's not like
it's the OC.
Okay, it's
they don't do
it's-
shows. There's Beverly Hills 90210, and then there's the OC.
I'm sure there's
And
a
Laguna
Valparaiso,
Beach, bro.
Indiana. I'm sure there's a Valpo show coming in the
No,
mix.
there's not. There's
meth
no
addict
Bakersfield, California,
meth addict
the
fucking
show.
assholes that goes ghost hunting in monster trucks and yelling out of trucks and shit, and putting their dick in fucking hot dog buns.
We're gonna call it Dan Bilak's Richie Rich Tales.
It's a normal fucking school.
Can I go back to my photo?
He
class?
grew up in like
listen.
Cape. Wait, no, but Danish grew up in like
You
Cape
guys-
Cod, like upper crust.
You got.
fucking,
We
like,
can have a whole section
like
where you guys
Jew
tell
monarch-
rich kid
Jew
stories.
monarchy stuff.
Dan
Wait,
Dan
time
put his
out.
pants on.
Time out. Rich kid stories. Who was skiing the Swiss Alps, eating fucking bone marrow sauce?
Ah, O'Neill.
I went to.
You
I went
spent
to.
25 grand in a fucking like a season on
Yeah,
food.
and then we
I
were.
never
and then
went
we
away.
were dead broke.
I never went away.
But I went
Never.
skiing in the south of France at Val d'Isere for the same price it would have cost me to go to and stay at a nice place in Colorado.
yeah, either
with
you're
my
nice
buddies.
place, it's money.
when you were like 6 years old, weren't you?
No, I went skiing there when I was older by myself.
when you were a
my
kid,
you had
buddies.
the, you had the
You went to
fancy
Europe all
truck
the
and all
time.
that firework money to be
Yeah, I
blowing
had
shit up with.
relatives that I
You went
stayed
Europe
with.
once a year as a kid. It's fairly
Every summer.
highfalutin.
I spent my summer.
Dan-
I summered in Europe.
That's
And you ate
highfalutin.
truffles and shit.
Highfalutin.
We worked 7 days a week at a small motel. That's what afforded us. That's what afforded us this
Didn't you
luxury.
guys own like a Holiday Inn at one point?
yeah,
Yeah, you
and
owned a
bowl-
Holiday Inn. What are you, Paris Hilton?
at
You fucking
one point, and then we
silver spoon.
owned a small, tiny motel.
I mean,
a
don't.
farm.
You're
Yeah,
coming
'cause
at me.
And-
you pissed all your money away going to fucking
And a
buying jewels and going to
900
Europe.
acre farm.
Dan was really mean to his butler when he was a kid. He was-
Meisner? Is that your butler's name? Meisner, I'm going to jerk off in front of you. It's not gay. It's a display of power.
You guys ruined my photo.
We didn't have
story.
it. No,
Go
it's
ahead.
good. Okay,
Keep
so what
going.
happened?
I didn't
Go
know
on.
there's more to the hot
There's
dog.
more to it, but-
Dick in the hot
This
dog
is
club?
the
The guy comes back as a coach to your
No,
school.
this is the personal story about me in photo class.
Okay,
Oh,
do it, man.
So we had a.
Does
we
it
had
involve
a
a dark
Did you take a
room?
picture of your yarmulke collection?
no, but we did have an awesome fucking dark room, and it had the tube. and
Yeah,
I always
yeah,
felt
we
like
had
fucking
that.
Batman when
Yeah.
you go in there, and you would go in there to be pitch black, and it'd be a good place
I just
if you
felt
had
like
a
I was
lady.
going into
My
the
friend Brandon
dark
used to
room.
finger a girl in the
I was just gonna
dark
say
room.
it seemed like a good
Yeah.
place to do
Good place
that.
to finger if you weren't a germaphobe.
So I.
Also, you can get cancer from that. Those chemicals.
Those
should
chemicals
not
are
ever
horrible.
Get into your body.
Yeah, but the dark room was pretty
Yeah,
cool.
fingering's fun though. You know.
So I was in photo class.
we'll get back to that. It's not fun.
And I was the fucking, all of a sudden, I was the star pupil. I was taking some great pictures, and this teacher kept being like, you have a great eye for photos.
Can I just, side point, to this day, this guy still shows me photos and be like, look at the composition of
I got
this.
a great
From
eye.
high school?
I got a
they're
great
not-
eye.
They're
Were you in
regular
AP
photos.
photography?
I was not, but I just had a great eye.
They're regular photos.
So then-
I think she may.
Can you scan some? We can put them online for people to judge.
So then,
we should do that.
They're
We
not
should
that.
do that for sure.
You're gonna be
Yeah,
disappointed.
let's judge these fucking great photos.
I don't have my high school work. That was my prime. So then this lady's
you- your
really
mom
He
has
still,
them
he still
somewhere.
takes pictures
so
and
this
says like how good
this
these
lady's really loving my work. Then
Oh shit.
all of a sudden,
Rubs
Do
your leg.
this.
this is typical me behavior over the years.
Oh Jesus.
I'm working with the film.
You hit her up on OkCupid.
no, I'm
You
working with
collapsed under the pressure.
I'm working with the film, and I drop the thing that the film is in,
The canister. The,
and
like
it
the,
breaks, and
the
it
chemical-
exposes like 300 feet of film, and the teacher.
Oh,
just-
like students, other students that film too with the rolls in
no, it was like the unused.
it? Okay.
but wait.
Film? What film? Like,
you were
Like, these are
film?
real cameras.
yeah.
Yeah, no, we didn't.
Yeah,
we
I
knew they
didn't-
weren't Fisher Price.
Right, like
hey,
fucking Polaroid.
So you load
But
them
no,
up with
like
the film.
36 exposures on a roll, and they go on the middle thing, on the metal things you wind
Which
on.
there was like this big like. I
But
don't
you
know,
can put multiple. No,
and
but
you can load it up
with like 8. So you had like 8 times 36. You had like 250 pictures.
And there were other people that took pictures and they were on that film.
No, I think it was unused.
Okay.
Oh, okay. Well, this story just got a lot less
keep going.
dramatic.
So what? You fucking ruined untaken pictures?
Well, I ruined like this lady's whole budget that they gave her for unused film.
300 pictures?
No, it was like
300 feet.
It was like feet of film. It was like this like film school
Well,
or
why
something.
were you fucking with it?
I don't know. I was.
Well,
so
wait,
we
hold
got,
on.
like,
You're trying to
your
stick
I'd
your-
like
trying to
to
stick your dick in it or something?
No, wait.
No.
Can I answer something here? Every time Jeff fiddles with something,
You can attest
it
to
breaks.
this.
And at my house, I have to tell him to stop touching stuff because
Oh,
I know
Andrew.
the more he fiddles with it, it will break. He's broke this.
Tell him what I broke and see how
I
big
have,
of a deal.
I have a vintage fucking G.I. Joe doll that like a 12-inch one that my fucking grandma gave to my dead father the morning he went to Vietnam and came back alive with a Purple Heart a year later. Andrew picks it up, told him not to pick it up, picks it up, breaks the fucking arm off.
This
of it.
is very similar.
That's my MO.
Hey,
that's how I roll.
This is a very similar story.
Dan, you know, I still feel bad about it.
Let me,
but I haven't
hold
thought
on.
about it lately.
Let me
Okay.
tell you what
Yeah.
happened. So
Yeah,
I have.
Wait. Listen to what that story was. A family heirloom that involved the Vietnam War, and listen to what I broke of his, and listen to the
Okay,
big deal it's gonna
also a family fucking heirloom because at the time
Wait till
it
you hear
came,
porno tape.
make. Wait till you hear what this is.
it came from a long-term girlfriend. So at the time it had a lot of sentimental value, and I was
You have no sentiments. You have no. You're the
Listen,
least
tell him
sentimental
what it
fucking
is.
person on the planet.
And as someone who destroyed a softball field for no reason, you should relate to these stories.
uninterrupted. Let me tell you. So my
You interrupt everyone.
girlfriend goes on a trip, and she always brings me back
Or
something.
Arizona or somewhere
To
shitty.
Spencer's gift. Wait till you hear the gift.
So my sister
It's like
went.
a fart machine or something.
No,
My
it's
sister
worse.
went-
It's worse. It deserved to be broken. I
Shut
didn't mean
the
to.
everyone.
Was it a shit calendar?
Shut up! I'm
wait
gonna
till you
tell
hear
you
it.
the fucking thing.
Wait to hear this gift.
So he's kidding.
My girlfriend goes on a trip, and when she goes back, she brings me a fork that you can extend to.
That's the metal fork. That's the Spencer's gift. He's
A
Jeff's
novelty
right.
fork.
That you can
A
extend
novelty fork.
2 feet long.
A novelty fork.
2 feet long.
You piece of shit! You spent 5 minutes telling us about a novelty
They
fork.
told us to shut up for a fucking novelty
After his
fork.
old man's
But-
Vietnam doll.
And it was a fork that you could use, and it would have been hilarious to get food off other people's plate with it.
Where would that be hilarious? Oh, and you never got you. Jeff robbed you for the
So
opportunity.
Jeff goes, "Oh, look at this," and he extends it out, and when he closes it, he steps it in half.
That's
and he
not
broke
true.
It would have broke while you're stabbing
Not
food.
true.
No,
Not
I didn't even
true.
get a chance to use it. And my
had it
girlfriend
for like 5
and
years.
later my girlfriend died.
That's not true.
Well, more or
and
less.
who bought you a new fucking spoon? Or
It's
new
not the
fork?
same. This
I bought him
one-
a new fork.
This
But
one
where-
came.
Where'd you have to go to some magic shop
Yeah,
in Santa
I
Monica?
got it.
Yeah,
Shitty
well, this
online
one
store.
was from New Orleans. This one was on a
They
trip
all
to
come
New
from
Orleans.
China.
That's the
Idiot.
best thing she could
They
get
all
you
come
from New
from a
Orleans
box in
is
China.
a fucking novelty.
She knew
Yeah.
I-
Well,
she
she's
knew-
banging out guys from LSU. She fucking got you a fork.
She knew I would appreciate the hilariousness
Hey,
of a 2-foot
Hey, there was
extendable
a
fork.
Spencer's Gifts in the fucking New Orleans airport. Can you believe it?
Hold on a second. I just got really sad. So you're telling me you didn't get to sneak mashed potatoes off of someone's plate?
DeWitt-
What might be
DeWitt gets
the
what I'm
funniest
saying.
prank of all time? Hey,
Look at that.
Hey, how those mashed potatoes? Dave?
Exactly.
Oh, there's not as many on
Jeff
your plate.
broke it and then gave a
Fork
oh,
extension.
it's fine. It's fine.
You would have never used that fork.
Yeah, maybe.
You know, I would have
How about
sat there
this?
for years.
Christmas dinner, everyone's around. Haven't seen my brother in a while. Pull it
Hi-yo.
out. Hey, are you? Can you? He's like, I'm reaching, and he goes, "Hey, can you pass that? Oh, I don't need it. Extend
Hey,
the fork
watch
2 feet."
out when you're eating around the long
Listen.
fork of the law ordeal.
I know exactly how you feel because one time my brother broke my pile of fake vomit, and I feel I never even got to use it on
My
anybody.
dad, because me and my brother were both known to break a lot of stuff, and he's actually taken to saying it now. Is that my dad, Al Danis, would say, "You're not going to be happy till you break it," and then like
Exactly.
literally that minute we would
He
break
breaks
it.
everything he touches.
That's not true. I do break some stuff.
What do you
though.
like? Technology?
Like when I was a kid, my parents would take me. I don't think they even have them out here. This place called Friendlies. Is that a national?
Yeah, I know. I used to go there
think
after
it's an-
ballet recital.
like a department store,
Pussy.
like a,
I know
like
you're
a
not
Woolworth, like
about.
Woolworth.
It's an
you
ice
would get
cream
ice
shop.
cream and
Oh,
stuff,
okay.
but they had
They
like
had
French fries.
They had barrels
and stuff,
out here.
too.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was like a restaurant.
They had funnies
slash
where I was.
ice cream shop.
It was called funnies.
And they had things like the Wizard or whatever with like Reese's
The little
Yeah.
little KKK guy,
eyes and
ice cream
stuff,
cone.
and
You
the
could
cone
get.
was on the top.
So I would break like one Sunday glass in there like per trip.
What, like knock
It would
it
just
over?
fall on the
What the
floor.
fuck?
Like it was a lot going on, man.
You got
Friendly's
butter.
was the
I can't
best,
believe that
dude.
you're an athlete because you have butter fingers.
That's not true.
You drop a lot of shit.
I can be klutzy.
Do you guys? Can we? Speaking of klutzy, you mentioned this before the YMCA thing.
Okay.
Jeff,
My story.
It's a recurring thing. Jeff goes to the YMCA here in Hollywood to work out,
And he hates it.
he
but
swim-
he still
no, well,
goes.
he
no, I
swim-
like it. But
Ryan,
I just
he
like,
swims.
Yeah.
He goes in the jacuzzi. He
Yep.
goes in the sauna. He
Yeah.
goes in the
Goes
hot
to the
room.
shower.
The
I don't go in the steam room. I tried it once and I almost got injured.
Least heterosexual things you can do at a gym.
Now,
Jeff
do you-
does them all
Do
every
you go
trip.
in the ice? Is there a cool down room?
No
do you ever
cool
go
down.
in that?
And-
Well,
Cool down.
This
How do you-
section's
and then
called.
every time Jeff complains about it.
I don't complain.
Every time.
I mean,
Why do you go?
Why the why?
You don't complain, but you tell a story about some horrible
It's
person you
affordable.
see every time.
It's
you like to
affordable.
experience water in
How
every
much cheaper
state,
is it than
right?
24
Like-
hours? It can't be.
Vapor mist, bubbly and
It
warm.
can't be that much cheaper than 24-hour
Cool,
fitness.
coming out of the ceiling.
I think any gym you go to, you're going to get free. I mean, I worked at a gym that was like a high-class boutique gym on Robertson, which if you follow celebrity news, is across from the Ivy where they take all those celebrities.
this
Oh,
guy.
by the
Hey, wait,
newsroom
hey,
or
wait.
whatever
Have we
it is.
gone to
Okay.
Richie Rich Corner again?
Oh, Jesus, shut the fuck up. So what happened to you today, Jeff? What did
So
you see?
there's this guy who works out. He looks like a Cro-Magnon man. He's white. He's probably in his 40s or 50s. He's kind of jacked, but in like an old man way. His hair, though, like all over his back, his shoulders. And he sometimes swims, but he's a terrible swimmer. But when I
Jeff was a semi-professional swimmer.
Also, Jeff is big on
Most
really
Neanderthals
critiquing
are bad,
everybody.
Yeah. Jeff always gives race, age, hair,
You have to
and how they
picture it.
swam.
You
He
gotta
always
picture
gives
it.
how they swam, though.
You got to picture it. So as I was leaving today, I saw this guy, and he lives in his van, and it's not a van down by the river because any Chris Farley guy can do that. It's easy. But this guy's got a full-size piano in his van, and it goes like literally exactly from one side of the. It's like a conversion van. So he must have cleared some stuff out, the seats and stuff. And he has on the side, he leaves his door open, and it's like it says his name, and then like
like Maverick on the side of
it
an
says
airplane.
I think like we'll play like parties, like so you can hire.
He's got an advertisement on the side of the van. Okay.
No, on the piano in the van.
Why don't we hire him to play the intro for this podcast?
Like my thing though is does he drive the van like up to the
And then
party,
open the door?
or does he like come
He's
out?
like, well, what kind of access do you have in your backyard? Can I pull my van back there? So if
guy-
not, this party's off.
This guy has a fucking amp.
You have to come out in the front yard to watch him.
Come out to the curb.
He has a speaker and he hooks the mic to it. So this guy sings like so everyone in the surrounding area.
Wait, have you seen him sing?
Yeah.
He works out and then goes to sing out in front of the gym?
Yeah, and so then the other day I live fairly. I don't want to tell my exact address because there's some freaks out
The
there.
Russian mafia guy from last episode might come kill you.
Yeah.
So
Don't
this
even
guy,
joke
I was
about that,
walking.
man. Those guys can be dangerous.
I was walking in Hollywood, which I see a lot of weird shit as well, and I enjoy. And I hear like shitty, like Randy Newman singing, but real bad. And it was that same van. It was Van Man playing a show on Sunset Boulevard to pass.
And was he singing, "You can hire me for your whole
Wait, what part of
birthday
Sunset?
party?"
By Hollywood and Highland, or like
around there? Yeah,
not like just on
Is
Sunset?
he singing
like
Billy
Gardner?
Joel's "You're the Piano Van Man"?
the singing was terrible, and I was like, that guy.
I think Jeff,
So you're not
Jeff
gonna
is a
hire
very
him?
harsh critic
Yeah.
of things. So
it was bad. It was bad.
So you wouldn't hire him for your birthday
He
party?
sings-
I
lot of-
would as a joke.
Now he sings a lot of Jefferson Starship, right? That's his main.
Build the city on rock and roll.
He was saying "Crown Control."
oh my.
No, he was singing some weird. It was like a song he had written. It was
So he's
terrible.
failing at his artistic endeavors. What you're saying?
I give him credit though that taking it all the way, like you're gonna live in your van, swim and shower at the Y, and then work your craft during
And then,
the day.
speaking of working your craft, Ryan was a little disheartened earlier when he came in because he mentioned you guys had submitted some things earlier to a website
Yeah,
that rejected some of your creative
this was about a year ago.
impulses.
Oh, you're talking about Urban Dictionary.
It's
Well, I am.
UrbanDictionary.com is a
right?
website that has like
UrbanDictionary.com.
slang words that you can submit and get
Now,
voted on. To
is
be
that
real.
on the World Wide Web?
It is on the World Wide Web.
I'm a big fan of submitting my new words and defining them on Urban Dictionary. And I recently, or was about a year ago,
About
Jeff and I.
About a year ago, you really
you
got
sat
it.
down. You guys sat down for like an afternoon.
No, well,
and, like,
this
really did
happened,
this.
but
Well, this is when I stumbled upon the term beef cannons.
that
I'm not going to be able to make it. like I'm gonna die from laughing when you read all these fucking.
Well, no. So your name on Urban,
let's
but
just-
your name is Beef Cannon Bill, but I don't see Beef Cannon on the names that were accepted.
Let's just
It's
start-
on there. No, that's just that round.
Let's start with
it's
the
on there.
let's start with the
But-
precursor
no,
to the story.
But beef cannons sound like a girl's got two giant dicks coming out of her chest.
Wait, let's-
It's
before
like
we
tits and pee holes.
Before we break it down, let's.
Okay.
So he coined the term beef cannons.
I did.
And
I was very proud
He
of
got
it.
real excited about it, and he was like,
He means women's breasts, I'm assuming.
Yes.
Okay.
It was the word of 11,
Not-
not 2011.
so he was really pushing it. Like,
It was like it was the term that defines my generation for 2011.
and so he was like really picturing it like widespread, like years
He's
to come. We're gonna hear it.
He's gonna upload this, and
Yeah.
it's just gonna go crazy.
and people are gonna know that I coined beef cannons. Like our grandkids are gonna say,
Or
it. I'm
They're gonna
feel-
say it on
yeah.
Jersey Shore.
Yeah.
It's gonna.
You're
be
gonna hear a
thing.
kid say it in 20 years, and I'm gonna turn to the lady I'm with and be like, "I started that," and she's not gonna believe me, but I don't care because I know.
like the guy who invented the smiley face. You're that guy.
Yeah.
So he submits it, and if you haven't submitted to Urban Dictionary, which I'm sure 99.9999% of people
Because
have
people
not.
have lives and shit to do. And
So
they're
he
not
submits
retarded.
beef cannons, and you have to use it in a sentence.
You have to submit it. The
Give a
word,
definition.
and use a sentence.
sentence.
Just
you
like a
can
real-
optional.
And then the people that moderate the website.
it takes like about 3 weeks for them to approve it. And so
Pins and needles for 3 weeks,
finally,
O'Neill.
it comes.
Dude, I check my email twice a day.
He really did, and I would be like, "Did you get
just
it?"
for that, because it's on a weird email address that I would never access if I weren't waiting to
And
hear
so
back
every
from
day,
Urban.
I'd be like, "Did you get it?" Like I
Dictionary.
felt like a parent whose son was trying to get into Harvard
An
Law
acceptance
School.
letter?
Yeah.
Do you want to
finally-
give out that email address in case any girls want to send vag pictures?
I do.
to you?
It's O'Neill the ass kicker. It's ONEILL the ass kicker at yahoo.com. And I want to add that's all one word.
and if anybody sends a hot vag picture with their permission, we'll put it on.
Or
our
if you're
website.
That's
or if you're beef cannons.
that's O'Neill ONEILL the ass kicker.
No one, Ryan, just give that dream up. So you submit.
So he
wait,
gets.
You don't have to show your face, just vag.
How many do you submit? Like 10?
No, well, the beef cannons is the first one. DeWitt and O'Neill just high five. Very lame.
That was the saddest high five. in
It's
the
gonna
world.
really tell how many viewers we have.
So then-
the listeners.
So he stops talking about the beef cannons, and one day I was like, "What happened with the beef cannons?" And then tell him what happened.
Well, it turns out
Ryan gets all quiet.
6 months earlier, this is hard for me to talk about. 6 months earlier, somebody had already submitted the
Didn't
term
you
beef
check
cannon.
the site before you submitted it, dumbass?
I was so certain that nobody
He
had
was
ever
he
thought
was
of
so
beef
into it.
cannons. But so I said, you know
that
what?
got denied. You get a letter, like a denial
Yeah.
letter.
So here's the deal.
Then you sat down and you're like,
I
fucking
go.
let's like the Phoenix
it's time
rise.
to. It's time to coin some fucking terms.
Let's
so
get
Dan,
in there.
go ahead and read some of the terms
All right,
that
so
we've
these
come
are,
up
these
with.
are the 4 that were accepted. Then we'll go to the ones that you submitted that
Yeah.
didn't make it
That
in.
are
So
good.
We've got okay. We got 4. Number 1, this is by Beef Cannon Bill on UrbanDictionary.com. If you want to search.
That's me, Ryan
That's
O'Neill.
Ryan O'Neill. Ryan O'Neill or O'Neill the ass kicker at Yahoo.
That's ONEILL.
Ryan, just let me get through this. Number 1, sausage pistol. Sausage pistol. Let's go. Definition: a man's penis.
Well, no shit.
Wait, and then the sentence: this chick won't stop grabbing my sausage pistol.
I like the sentence, like someone was like confused, like a man's penis. How would you ever use that in a sentence?
All right, let's. Well, number 2 gets a little more difficult.
I'm gonna die.
Okay, here we go.
Number 2, if you're playing,
Here we go.
if you're playing along at home, try and guess this next one. Number 2 is hobo pussy. These are the ones that have been
Hobo
accepted.
pussy, yes.
These are on Urban Dictionary. They have been accepted
By
officially.
Beef Cannon Bill.
By Beef Cannon Bill. Hobo pussy.
No.
The definition: the 5 o'clock shadow that occurs not too long after a girl shaves her pussy.
That's a good one. That's a good one.
Use it in a sentence, please.
Okay, Andrew, control yourself, Andrew. Okay.
I can't, man. I'm really
Sentence.
worried I'm gonna have a heart attack.
Sentence: man, my face is all chafed from going down on this girl with hobo pussy.
That's a great word, is it
It's
not?
good. It's good.
Hobo Okay, term number 3.
That's a great T-shirt and a great
Jesus.
word.
Number 3.
This one's good too.
O'Neill special right here. Tit lashes.
Can I guess?
Tit lashes. Yeah. Well, if you guess correctly, if you guess the long wispy hairs that emerge from nipples. What does emerge from nipples mean, you idiot?
Let's
We found around
read
the
the sentence.
Sentence,
The
please.
sentence. I was sucking this chick's tits, comma, and she had the longest tit lashes.
Can we spell these?
That
like
is a real
spelling bee?
problem.
That's a problem.
You've never encountered that?
I've encountered a chick with like she had two different chicks that had faint like lashes.
And you're like,
on
is there hair
on
in
her
my mouth? And you
on her
keep checking.
tits, and then one chick, an Asian chick, that had hair like coming out of her nipple, and I almost threw up, and I was like, this is enough.
My girlfriend she has just long hair in general, and the other day we were boning, and then I was choking.
Mr.
And
Romance.
she goes, hold on, you have a hair in your mouth. She pulled it. It was all the way down my throat. And it pulled all the way out of my throat.
Was it a pube?
She almost threw
My
up.
girlfriend has
gross.
12-inch pubes.
That's like a gross magic
That's
trick.
disgusting.
Like, it keeps on coming.
It's a, like
Wait,
a
wait,
sword
but,
swallower.
but tit lashes, it is a problem. I've seen a number of hairy titties, and like sometimes you'll think that it's just a hair stuck on the tit, and then you realize no, that hair grew out of the tit.
I'm just going to give a quick PSA. Ladies, if you're listening to this
Pluck your
and you're
tits.
driving, pull over, look at your nips, and there could be hair there. You got to get
Some
rid of
girls aren't aware of it at all.
it. It's a phenomenon.
no
Get rid of it.
surprise.
I knew a girl
It's terrible.
that I was pretty certain shaved her tit, one of her tit. It's like literally shaved it.
What?
Like there was multiple hairs, and then it got
Why,
a
'cause
little
she had
rough.
she had hobo pussy on her
Hobo pussy where her tit lashes should have been.
Hobo
She had
pussy
hobo
is great.
tit.
Hobo pussy is great.
Did it make your sausage pistol wilt?
real good.
All right, let's move to
Number four, the final
four.
one this one was accepted.
is good.
Was accepted. Fart boarding. Fart boarding. All one word. Fart boarding. All right. Let's see. This is the definition. A form of torture where a prisoner is tied down with a man's asshole hovering less than an inch from his face. Stop yelling in the mic. The farts will proceed until he cracks and reveals information. Oh, shit. There are two example sentences, two separate ones.
Yes, there's two.
Hey,
for this.
if the
Number
UN's
one-
listening, you may want to take note.
Number one, Ron, I'm so glad they finally banned waterboarding. Carl, that's just a small victory. They still allow fartboarding. Those were accepted by UrbanDictionary.com.
Hey, Dan, you're gonna have to switch and read because I don't think DeWitt's gonna make it to the reject pile.
Those are on my monitor.
So it looks like an
Then-
old black woman at church just sobbing.
Oh fuck! I'm dying, man.
No way, DeWitt.
I'm dying. Those
We're gonna have to
rabbits.
switch.
Neil just-
We're gonna have to switch spots.
Yeah,
I'll-
those
I'll
are the
switch it.
dumbest
I'll
example
do it.
sentences
I'll
I've
do it.
ever seen
Yeah.
in my life.
Dan's the only one that's gonna be able to
Andrew,
keep it
okay,
Sit in
together.
my seat, Andrew. So those are the four that were accepted. But Ryan, before the show started, mentioned that you submitted how many, like 9 or 10?
Yeah, well, there's the whole list.
50% were
Some
not
of
accepted.
those have been used, so you got to filter through them.
What do you mean been used?
Like
Some
some of them
of them were
accepted.
accepted.
That's the whole list, though.
Oh, this is the emails. It does. Oh, it comes in separate emails.
Yeah.
Okay, so I have to go here. Okay, so oh shit.
Oh shit! Did it time out?
No, we'll get in there.
Damn you, Yahoo!
Inbox. Do I have to search for something? Sorry.
Inbox and then search Urban Dictionary.
So let me tell you what's happening to me
.com.
right now.
If they wanna
let's go
sponsor
through
us.
Ryan. Yeah.
Are you all right
your
to it?
I
emotions.
think my cardiovascular system is shutting down. Like I'm in trouble. I'm laughing so much. I'm in trouble. Like I'm worried.
Have you ever
Wait,
encountered hobo pussy?
It's the
Okay.
examples. They're the dumbest things in the world. Oh man.
So
my
are
face
they,
is all
are they
sore.
in the title? Okay. Oh shit. Okay, I got it. So we're gonna read the subject line. This is not gonna have the definition of the sentence, so you might have to walk us through a few of these.
Oh no!
lines.
You can click on it and it will tell you the definition and the sentence that was rejected.
And they give you like you can read the letter, don't they say like I'm sorry, but this is
They just
rejected due to
says, like, you've
racial.
been- yeah.
Read the whole thing then, man. That sounds great.
That sounds terrible.
One of the words that I know that got rejected is great, and we'll catch on.
It will. It probably won't. It'll probably get people to never listen to this again. Okay. Well, this is the first one at the top of the list. Oh, Jesus. This one is knee grower.
Can you spell that,
This
please?
is, I will spell it, Ryan. This is knee grower. NEGROWER. In the subject line is Urban Dictionary hyphen knee grower was not published. Thanks for your definition of knee grower! Exclamation point. Editors have reviewed your entry and decided not to publish it. To get a better idea of what editors publish and reject, sign up for Urban Dictionary here at urbandictionary.com.
Good plug by them.
Yeah,
Clearly, we're guys.
Little call to action.
Why don't you give Beef Cannon Bill some credit? He submitted like 50 words.
So, Negroer is, we already spelled it, the definition, the very rare black man who has a small penis that gets huge when he pops a boner. And we'll use this in the one black guy in Sweden that listened to us just fucking like he just canceled his subscription.
In a way, he's going to be like, I'm a Negro. I'm waiting for
it gets
somebody.
cold up there.
He'll relate to it.
This is the example. I was watching porn, and this black dude had the smallest dick. Then, when he got hard, it was huge. What a Negroer.
What a Negroer.
He's a Negroer, not a knee shower.
Who is showing up to the porno set without a boner, by the
But
way?
then there are knee showers who just have big black cocks.
The greatest part about this is this is like a year ago. This was when we were in like 8th grade.
No,
This is when I was in my 30s.
And your friend, we did this with John Little. 3 grown men in their 30s sat around for an afternoon.
We had just gone boogie boarding. We got ice cream. And then
What better way to top off?
Say that again. Say it again, please.
we just went boogie boarding.
In Manhattan Beach?
Then we got ice cream.
Like we always do.
Every time is ice cream falling.
I get 2 scoops on a cone, sugar cone.
You should see him eat ice cream, by the way. It is hideous.
sexual?
You know what? That is
This is it.
Oh, just deep throats
John
it?
Little, and he will not eat ice cream with me because they say it's way too sexual.
They get Negroers from watching it?
They said it looks like I'm literally trying to suck 4 cocks at once.
What do you call it for dudes? White dudes, you call them wee growers?
Well, it doesn't apply.
Just most white dudes, I guess. is
So,
what we call that.
a
All right,
couple
let's go
of
to the
those
next one.
have
Let's
been
go to the next one.
accepted.
So the next one, same rejection letter, call to action. Okay, this next one is sex hummus. It's 2 words, sex and then hummus.
Wait, why did they reject this one, though?
It just says
I don't know.
you gotta
It
go
was
low.
unclear or something. I don't know.
This is the definition that you guys
I
provided.
think you'll never know.
The dried vaginal secretion that remains on a man's penis after sex.
I would have guessed.
Sex hummus.
I would have guessed it was the reservoir that scoops up in your balls. Like
Well, it could be either one.
And then
yeah.
this is
because
a-
you
this
could
is-
dip that.
This
I
is the
guess.
sentence. This is a sentence. God, I was fucking Barbara all night. I gotta take a shower because I have all this sex hummus in my pubes. Rejected.
The best part of that is the Barbara, in my opinion.
Barbara's kind of a go-to comedy
I
girl's
think
name
it's
for
a
you
funny
guys.
name. I
Yeah,
think it's funny.
Barb and Bob.
Nancy's funny,
Nancy's
too.
good.
Always funny.
Nancy. Okay, so we have Negro or Hopo
Phil,
Pussy.
we all-
How do they not
use.
take sex hummus? What
How-
assholes?
I guess pussy juice works.
Those
Did
commies.
Did we put the Soleil Moon Fry on there?
Yeah, I don't see that on here.
We got that got rejected,
It
but I
did
think
rejected.
Little did something.
Oh,
as well.
little. Oh, at one point it told me I can't submit anymore. I've submitted too many for the day. That's when we had to switch to John Little's,
Yeah.
and there's a whole new.
Okay, so what is?
We'll have John Little access his
we
email.
can call him.
another-
We can call him on one of the shows and ask him.
One of them was
Soleil Moon Fryer.
Soleil Moon Fries, and that's when a chick has natural tits that are so big that she has to reduce them.
Which is Punky Brewster when she got her tits reduced.
not as good as Negro or
Or
the
sex hummus. What else?
I
Is
think
there any
some
else?
more-
Is that
No,
it?
that was it. You got just some look like they were rejected multiple times on different days. Like you're like, oh, we're gonna sneak. Oh,
I
this,
have
this
some-
one belongs in there.
I have submitted multiple times just to get. Hopefully, you get a different reviewer.
You should do Yak Pussy, which you came up with recently.
Yak Pussy will go on there
And can you tell
under
us
Beef Cannon Bills.
Can
the
you tell us?
definition
Yeah,
of
what is yak
pussy
pussy?
again?
Yak Pussy is a vagina that's very hairy, and the hair is all matted down, and it smells very well. What's the right term for it?
Could you use it?
Nappy or like
Like
gamey?
musty.
Gamey?
Could you
musty
use it in
and
a
gamey.
sentence?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was fucking Barbara last
I-
night. I can't believe I got my dick into her matted yak pussy.
Well, that's not it. So Barbara's gone all hippie on us, and when I fucked her, I looked down and I realized she had the worst yak pussy I've ever seen.
What about,
I don't know how Bob can fuck that.
guys. It's really uncomfortably warm in here, and it's starting to feel like we're inside a yak pussy.
That's like a Star Wars reference.
Or how about after this camping trip, I'm sure my girlfriend's gonna have the worst yak pussy.
Or at least a very bad hobo pussy.
Hobo Pussy may be my favorite of the bunch.
Yeah, hobo pussy's pretty good.
It is for me. Negroer is my favorite.
They didn't like that in terms of racial.
Yeah,
racial.
see the problem with this.
I love
online is
Negro,
if
and I
that's funny
stick
racial,
by it.
and you're not a racist. Is that racist people would jump on that and get like 1,000 thumbs ups, and people be like, "Oh, fuck you," you know? It's like racist.
well, no,
shit.
we did
But if
a
you
web
look-
series that got a lot of racial response.
Oh, Daddy Knows Best with Leslie on it.
yeah. Which
Can't
is
you look
sad.
at though Negroer as we're trying to disprove a stereotype and saying, hey, there are black guys out there who have small penises,
Or how
just like
about
us white guys?
White guys have all the terms. Why not give some black guys some terms?
Share it, share the wealth.
Yeah.
Why do you need a different term though? You know what I'm saying?
But for black cocks and white cocks.
Yeah, like it'd be like a grower.
Well, I think
know.
it's just a more specific.
I think
kind.
people assume that black guys are never growers. They're just
They just
always
have
yeah.
a giant
showers.
dong.
And I think there
so
is.
yours is less racist.
I think there is
Yeah,
a demographic of black guys that feel like this stereotype. They can't live up to it because they can't just whip out a huge dick. But
They gotta-
maybe
they
it
gotta
gets
work up a
huge
boner.
when it gets hard. But no one walks around with a boner all the time except your DeWitt.
A 4 or 5 year old Andrew Dewitt.
Yeah. Not everyone can work up a boner on a pillow at the drop of a hat.
When I'm laying down with my pillow.
If you're just tuning in, that references a earlier podcast where Andrew DeWitt told us
As
how
a
he
4-year-old would take his
fucked up-
pants down and fuck a pillow on the ground in his
at
house.
4.
Random question time. Who's ready?
All right, let's do it.
Do you guys have nieces or nephews? Anyone?
Yeah,
Yes.
I do.
Because I was in
Through
Toys R Us
marriage.
today. Is there anything? Well, I guess I'm the only single guy here. Is there anything creepier than going to do a Toys R Us alone as like a clearly not married guy and I'm like looking at kid stuff?
But I've only been married for years. I go into like get action figures and stuff, and you feel like a scumbag.
Yeah, you feel
like
weird.
you're there to.
I think
rape
the only thing
kids.
creepier is going into the kids section at a library.
I have a story
But
about
there's
that.
good books there.
I know, but
Yeah, but in LA and like
Listen,
Hollywood, there's
they
so-
don't let you.
The library.
Single men, they don't
no,
let
the
you.
library is so filled with homeless people here. It doesn't fucking
Listen to-
matter. It's a
listen to
fucking-
this.
No, if
story.
you go to Beverly Hills, it's not.
A few years ago, I go to Beverly Hills. Library.
Richie Rich
No,
going to
no,
Beverly Hills
I
over
go
here
with
in your
him.
Lamborghini.
I go with him, and he.
I don't think
takes-
you can be called the Richie Rich though, because you're not buying the book.
You're at the fucking.
going to, you're going
Rich
to
people
rent.
go to Amazon. They don't go to a fucking library.
That's classic defense from a Richie Rich.
So a
So
few
what was
years
Danish-
ago,
Danish's-
this is a Hollywood Insider story.
Oh, Jesus
So this
Christ.
producer that Ryan and I knew said, "Hey, I work at this."
directed the retard movie where you
No,
got
no. She said, She goes, "I work at this company. We're looking to do kids movies." And we had a meeting with her, and I told her my mom was a children's librarian, which my mom was at the time, and my mom like knew all the hip like books for kids, and she's like,
Captain Underpants and whatnot.
"Yeah, that's what are you laughing at?"
He looked. I knew he was thinking about hobo pussy. He looked
I'm
at me.
like, I'm tapped out,
Yeah,
bro. I am
Andy's just
tapped
fucking like
out.
psychically drained from this whole experience.
So this woman was like, "Hey, like, would you guys be interested in giving like pitching some kids movies to me?" And we were like, "Yeah, sure." And she's like, checking out some kids books to see if like we could get the rights to them and try to do it as a movie. We're like, yeah, sure. So I had to go to the Beverly Hills Library like a ton of times in the kids section. In the kids section is like you have to walk and there's like mobiles hanging that like would like hit my head
Oh,
and like
you guys were 6 feet
everything was
tall.
miniature, like miniature tables.
Oh,
so I had to
this is a
keep
good one.
So I had to keep going in there and looking for these books, and like sometimes they wouldn't have them, and like I kind of noticed some of these librarians like really giving me like the mean mug, like really staring me down as I go in, like
Was
every
your
time.
boyfriend O'Neill with you? Or
No,
solo?
I was alone. every time alone, and I was in there a lot.
Were
like-
you in DeWitt's trench coat from when he was?
You're probably in basketball shorts.
Yeah, just shorts and a shirt, just
So
casual.
you can rub
wear.
up against.
Yeah, like those
Kids
silky
and
shorts.
stuff.
So then finally, one of the women is like a real dude, and she's like, "What are you doing in here?" And I was like, "Excuse me?" And I was like, "I was just looking for books. Like, do you have like, if this book is available?" It's like a book about some mouse or something, some kid's book. And the woman's like, "Are you a teacher?" And I was like, "No, I'm not a teacher." And she's like, "What do you want these books for? Do you have kids?" And I was like, "No, I don't have kids."
Pedophile,
I do have a raging
pedophile.
boner.
So one of these questions has to say not pedophile, but they don't.
And yeah, it's
Hey, could you hurry up? I have to move my band. It's only got 10
and
minutes.
so,
on
then,
the
and so then I said, "Oh, like I'm working with this woman who may want to adapt some of this stuff for a movie," which I think in her head's like, "What a lie! Look at this fucking loser."
Yeah.
And then she's like, "Oh, I thought you were a complete pedophile," like to my face. And I was like, "What the fuck?" I wanted to complain to management.
That's super unfair and mean. By the way,
Unprofessional.
because like here's the deal. Would a pedophile go to a library and actively look for books, or would he be
Probably
like a
to read
sneaky,
to his
shady
kidnapping
dude?
victims.
You know,
Maybe.
No, you just buy. You wouldn't check books
like
out.
I hate
dude.
how that.
Wow.
I hate how that's the thing. It's like, oh, that's a dude who's getting.
And if a woman did that, it'd be no problem.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
like
You should
your
have
bathroom
told
door.
her when she
It's
goes, "Oh, I
bullshit,
thought you were a
man.
pedophile."
Go,
You should
oh,
have
I
said,
am, but I also write
"Oh,
screenplays.
I thought you. I thought you
I
were
need
a
money to go to
huge-"
Thailand to fuck kids. Of course.
I totally am. Which of these books make kids horny in here?
You would be
He's like, I am a pedophile, but I'm not here on official pedophile business.
I'm off
This is
duty
for
right
my
now.
career. You should have called her a cunt.
yeah, yeah. Be like,
Just said, you know what? I thought you were a huge cunt.
yeah, that's what I was about to say. Yeah.
But you know what?
I
I'm
was
just
a
trying to
pedophile.
protect
I'm
kids.
not here on official pedophile business. This is actually career related. But normally, I am looking to molest
Oh,
children.
you should have been like, oh, I'm sorry, there's been a huge mistake. I'm not a pedophile, I'm a murderer.
Yeah,
And I am
I
here
kill
to kill you.
librarians.
What's funny is that the lady with her, like, kind of looked at her and gave her like a Janet, you kind of like you went too
crossed
far.
the line.
Yeah, like, and the lady's like, what?
Good cop, bad cop.
Yeah, like you could tell like this lady was a little
dude. Fuck
mouthy.
the Beverly Hills Library's children department. Fuck
Yeah,
those
you know
people.
what? Fuck those cunts in that library. If you work at the Beverly Hills Library and you're fucking racially profiling dudes in the kids section, you're a fucking cunt.
Do you now?
That's bullshit.
Now, we
and
might-
you know
hold on
what?
a
Whatever her
second.
name was, it's probably Barbara. You're a whore bitch.
Shave your hobo
Don't
pussy.
do that, dude, because like that's gonna ruin half our audiences from the fucking Beverly Hills
Yeah,
Library.
half the
They
audience.
tune into Boner
Moms-
City. The
Moms from the
podcast.
Beverly Hills Library.
Well, you
the
know what?
#1 podcast.
Maybe a listener's mother was the woman that said that, and she can go fuck herself.
I went to the Beverly Hills Children's Library and I saw a printout that said tune into Boner City, USA.
That's weird because in the back
I put it up.
I saw a wanted poster with a sketch of Jeff.
Can I get a quick? I think do we want to get out or can I get into a quick another
quick,
story?
yeah, quick.
That it reminds me of, and this happens to me a lot, and it pisses me off every
Oh,
time.
everywhere you go, you can't get fucked at the Y, and everyone thinks you're a pedophile.
That is-
Yeah,
those
you do
are two
creepy,
problems.
creepy fucking molesto wide
just
shit.
'cause you
Why?
are.
You do really is
Just 'cause you
very
video.
fucking
You're one bad
bizarre.
decision away from like fulfilling this like this fucking prophecy.
I just don't
dude.
get why you can't video a kid's swim class at the Y if you're not in it. No,
Is that your point you wanted to raise?
My point is,
You're like the basketball short pedophile. Well, every
shorty
case, he
basketball-
was tall and he's wearing basketball shorts.
I don't like when, and this happens to me a lot, is when a girl makes a real fucking over-exaggerated thing to cover their shirt, like to make
Oh,
sure it
all
doesn't
the time.
to make sure it doesn't droop down. And you look at their titties, but these girls are like zeros.
When they lean over.
Yeah, and it's like you're a zero.
Oh, they're
I'm not
not
looking
hot?
at your tits. You're gross. I don't want to see them. I appreciate you covering them up like that, and I don't like them inferring that I want to see.
You know
them.
what?
You have, in LA, I don't have the problem. I think chicks do that all the time.
No, that happens to me a
No,
lot.
it happens to me a lot, but in my case, it's definitely because I'm staring at her tits. I know
why
that.
did
Dude,
you-
I'm 6'3". I hate that shit. 'Cause I feel like the biggest pervert everywhere I go because
but
I can see down chicks' shirts.
And
I'm
also, your eyes will glance
'Cause you're a
down
guy.
for a sec because it just happens.
yeah, but DeWitt'll zone out and like stare. It's really hard to go anywhere with like
Danish,
cute
why don't you
waitresses.
thank those women? Why don't you go up to them and go, thanks, I didn't want to see those nasty titties. Get out of here, you fucking...
You probably have tit lashes. You probably got tit lashes, you beast.
Get your fucking pussy hummus, fucking hobo pussy out of here.
I wouldn't want to get any of your sex hummus on me anyway with your hobo pussy.
Excuse me. I'm sorry. I just saw that you covered up your tits real quick, and I just wanted to thank you because you're fucking disgusting.
It is
like a New Jersey cab
insulting.
driver.
I feel like you could.
When did the last 15 minutes of this podcast become like the He-Man fucking woman haters club?
No, this is just
Boner
people
City,
that,
dude. This isn't pussy.
These are people that make you feel like you're a scumbag when you're not, and it happens to us.
But the
because
four of us are pretty much scumbags.
But we
on a lot
deal
of
we
levels.
deal with a lot
I'm a
of
nice
people.
person, Dan.
Jeff and I deal with a lot of people.
We have a job that we.
Oh yeah,
rather
you're
not
your
talk
job.
about.
Yeah. You
And then,
deal with a lot of people.
We
So-
deliver stuff, so people bend over to
Let's
get it.
not get it,
And they
anymore.
cover.
There's a time.
That was before we became successful screenwriters.
There's a customer, and you have to call this woman to get in her building. She has a front door, like you have to be buzzed in, and it doesn't work. And she sends her handicapped, 13-year-old daughter to come greet you.
like
It's
leg braces or something, or like
no, but nah, it's not.
she's retarded, and she also is like has physical ailments
Gimp
where
leg
she
or something?
She walks kind of like
So she wears
limps or
she
something.
wears a
Limpy,
very
yeah,
loose
very.
flowing garment with no bra, and there's
Why
just,
is this what we're ending on?
Yeah, why are we ending
just bare
retarded titties?
bare retarded breasts? It's just so.
She bends over, and Jeff kind of got mad at me because I said she had the best retard titties I've ever seen in my life. When she bends over, they flop out, and you feel bad. But I have to say,
Wait, give your email address for the
I have
for
to
the comments
say
on
that's
O'Neill,
O'Neill.
the ass
kicker.
That's ONEILL.
2 L's.
Ass kicker.
The ass kicker
At
at
Yahoo.com.
Not
But I will
that.
say, but he would get mad. But I look, man. If they're good, they're good. Whatever. But I'm
One,
just
she's
saying.
underage. Two, she's
No, she's not.
handicapped.
That girl is like 22, dude.
What?
She's not underage at all. That is bullshit. I know
same
for
family
a
has
fact that girl's in her 20s.
Same family. The mother's like 500 pounds. Another
She's not
daughter,
500.
Another daughter has big fake tits, and I believe she's
She's
a
a hooker.
prostitute at this apartment.
She's like attractive in a tranny sort of way, where at first you go, "Oh, she could be all right," and then you're like,
And
"That
then
may
you
be
go,
a man."
but she has a dick.
And then-
A comic we know lived in this building and had a beef with this family.
Oh, you don't want to beef with because the young prostitute's dating like a 50-year-old crazy looking Mexican
with a
dude.
Jerry
He
curl.
looks like a
It's
cartel
unbelievable.
guy.
Yeah. And he sometimes pays. He's like, "What do I owe you, man?" He starts like,
And then you
greasy
get
bill.
nervous though. He makes you nervous. Like,
Do you
at any
guys go
point he
separately
could-
or together?
No, we go.
You guys need to get a new job.
One time I
Yeah.
heard the
Yeah, we're working on
One
it.
time I heard the morbidly obese mom, who's kind of like the neighbor in Home
This
Improvement.
is we're scratching the surface
because you
here,
only
my
see
friend.
her, but you never really.
She
you
yelled.
know you
Oh,
hear her. But
they
you never
have a
see her.
newborn baby.
Oh.
They have like a newborn baby too.
So one time I hear the 500-pound mother saying to some guy, she's like, "You love me, right?" The guy's like, "Yeah, of course." Like
And then
this
he's like,
real
Mexican
dumb
guy?
No, this other guy's
Oh,
a
he's
real
like,
dumb
more
guy.
power.
And he's like, "Yeah, of course." And she's like, "Well, my ex-husband is calling me up. He's threatening me. You gotta take care of him." The guy's like, she's like, "You gotta fight him, right?"
You're
This
hearing a
guy's like,
murder being planned.
and this guy's like, "Oh yeah, of course." Like just like beyond one level above being retarded himself. It was great.
But also, the 500-pound mom, great tits.
Okay.
She
What
must
is
have
wrong with
given
you?
them to
Jesus
the retarded
Christ.
daughter.
Wrap it. Okay, that's a great place to end this episode. If you had not,
I don't wanna end
if
on
you
the-
had not been offended by anything we'd said so far, this episode's fucking
A lot of
crossed
things
all the
happened.
fucking dotted all the i's across.
Do you think? Hold on. Do you think we did cross the line here at
No,
all?
I said it crossed all the T's, dotted all the I's,
Okay.
across. I
Do
mean,
you
we
think-
checked all the boxes.
Because I don't want to
be.
be. I don't want to be hailed as some sort of like huge asshole because I'm not.
You just argued
Listen.
about retard underage titties for 5
They're not
minutes.
underage. She's in her 20s.
I don't think anyone thinks that, O'Neill.
Oh,
I think
Ryan,
they think
they
you
think-
are a philanthropist,
they think
and a
O'Neill the ass
humanitarian
kicker,
who
he's a-
shoves dynamite sticks into every playground equipment.
That's the previous
and
episode,
fucking ruins junior little league fields by doing.
Can I just say
donuts
this?
in them, dressing up
Next
like a retarded
episode,
person.
can we get into the homecoming dance where I let the air out of everyone's tires in the parking lot?
Oh, that is something to stay tuned for. All right.
How
That-
could anyone think you were an asshole, bro?
Yeah, I don't know. It's
I had a
impossible.
troubled childhood.
Okay, we'll get into that next
That's what I'm
episode.
blaming it on.
All right, that's going to do it for this episode of Boner City USA.
my
Thank you so much for listening. Boner City USA, the podcast, is presented by dorksplosion.com. Please follow them on Twitter and like them on Facebook and watch all their web series and buy all their t-shirts and all that crap. You can talk to all these guys on Twitter at Dewitt or at Danish and O'Neill or my name, Dan Bialik, which is hard to spell. Don't worry about it. Or just tweet at us on the show at Twitter, twitter.com/Twitter or at symbol Dorksplosion. Did I say the Twitter thing right? No.
Yeah.
I'm-
Or
watch
you can
2.5
email
Men.
I'm
my
so
Yahoo.
tired. We'll do the crazy 2.5 Men kid later. But yeah, thank you guys so much for
Filth.
listening. I hope you weren't too offended, but I'm sure you were. Unless you're like us and you're doing this for the good of humanity.
I'm gonna die now.
This is for people with no souls.
Sex hummus. Good night.